What is happening, troops? I am Andrew Grayson, and today I'm going to do a slightly different video. Recently, I have just finished the latest in the Uncharted game series on the PlayStation. It was Uncharted: Lost Legacy. I platinumed that game, and I thought it'd be quite a good idea to do. What I'm going to do, I'll do a slight game review of what I thought of the game and whether I enjoyed it and things. And then the reason I've started doing this, obviously, I do a lot of movie reviews, and I'm desperate to see Uncharted into a movie series, and I know that they have been planning on it. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I thought of the latest game, The Lost Legacy, and then I'm going to move on to talk about the film and what the possibilities are for that in the future. Now, The Lost Legacy, we see it picks up with character Chloe Fraser, who we've seen in previous games. I think she was Uncharted 2. She was first introduced, and we follow Chloe Fraser and Nadine Ross. Again, she was introduced later on in the gaming series, and we follow those two ladies instead of Nathan Drake, this guy right here. Now, those who are familiar with the Uncharted series, you'll know these characters. Even if you've not, I would recommend that you get the Uncharted Collection Edition, where you get the first three games, and then you would need to buy the fourth game separately. They're brilliant. If you've got a PlayStation, I don't believe that you could have a PlayStation and not play these games, but they are fantastic, so I would recommend that you play them. As far as this one goes, The Lost Legacy, it's somewhat of a DLC, but it's not a DLC because it's not downloadable. It's actually on a disc. I'm sure you could download it, but it's not as short as DLC, but it's not as long as a full game, so it's kind of like a 4.5, so it's Uncharted 4.5? Who knows? But anyway, it's a fantastic wee game. It's got a good amount of gameplay in it. I think it took me about 8 hours to complete the first campaign, and then obviously I go back to get the trophies and stuff. So it took me I think I had it for about 2 weeks before I platinumed it and stuff. But it's exactly what you think. It's exactly what you know Uncharted's going to be. You've got your wall climbing, your shooting battles, your big boss fights. The writing's brilliant as ever. The dialogue between the two characters is fantastic. The story is really good as well when you follow, rather than following somebody that obviously we've followed for the past kind of 10, 15 years. And Nathan Drake, we get to look closer in on some of the secondary characters of those games, and Chloe and Nadine. But I would recommend that you've got to get it. I think it's only like 20 quid, 25 quid, because as I say, it's not a full game, but there's enough there to enjoy for that kind of money. So if you haven't played it, I'd go out and play it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move on to the film part of this kind of, I don't know if you call it a review, just video. The film part of this video. And the reason that I'm doing this is obviously I've just finished the game, but for me, Uncharted is possibly the best chance we've got of the first great, or even good, the first good adaptation from a game into a film. We've had the likes of Assassin's Creed and World of Warcraft, and there's been loads before that, and none of them have really hit critically or box office wise. I think World of Warcraft made an absolute bomb, but again, nobody really. It was mixed reviews, and nobody really loved it. It was just okay. And I think Uncharted has got the best basis to become this film franchise that everybody's been looking. And the reasons for that, one of the main reasons why I love these games is the writing is incredible. For games like Call of Duty and things where you get the cutscenes, I normally just can't be bothered listening to them. I want to get on with playing the game. Whereas with Uncharted, you've had 4 main games. You've had Drake's Fortune, the first game, Among Thieves, the second game, Drake's Deception, the third game, and A Thief's End, the fourth game. And then this latest one that I've just played, The Lost Legacy, which we're calling 4.5. The writing in it is absolutely brilliant. You look forward to these cutscenes because you like the chemistry between the characters. It's funny. It's very quick-witted. It's interesting. The stories are brilliant. And I just think if they could adapt that to the movie screen, it would make an absolutely fantastic film franchise. Obviously, it's difficult to do when you see these games. The campaign in these games are like 10, 11, 12 hours long to get through. A lot of it's repetitive and shooting battles and things like that. But to try and condense that into a 2-hour film is going to be difficult, and that's probably the main reason why they've struggled. And I think they don't want to waste an opportunity if they put something out that's not up to standard, you kind of blow the chances, because there's not going to be a lot of people that follow this unless they are gamers, unless they play it on the PlayStation. But if you put out a great first film, the second film will make even more money, and I think that's what they need to do. They need to make sure the first film hits and that everybody likes it. As I said, there's 4 games. It comes from the company Naughty Dog, who also did The Last of Us. Now, Last of Us is another PlayStation exclusive game. It's fantastic. It's another film. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's another film I would love to see adapted into a movie. We've kind of already seen it somewhat with Logan, because it was very similar to the game. But I would love to see them do a Last of Us game. Now, if they can do Uncharted, they'll have no problems doing The Last of Us. So as far everything that I know so far, basically, about this, Sony have been working on this film since about 2010. I think the games first came out in 2008. 8 or 9. But they've been working on this. They've been working on a film since about 2010. In the early talks, there was talks with Mark Wahlberg to play the lead character, Nathan Drake. For me, I don't think that suits. Mark Wahlberg is too big, and he's a good actor. I like Mark Wahlberg. I didn't realise how many films he's in that I absolutely adore. I'm not knocking the guy. I just don't think he suits the character of Nathan Drake. The latest thing that I know about this film is Joe Carnahan is writing it. Now, he's been involved in projects like the A-Team and The Grey. So again, I think he's... if they can work with the Naughty Dog writers, the actual writers of the games, I think you could really, really get something good here. We've been missing, for me, one of my favourite all-time films are the Indiana Jones films. Nathan Drake in Uncharted could be the void. We've not had that kind of film for years, and it does bring it up to modern day. Obviously, Indiana Jones is set during the Second World War. It would bring it to modern day. They could do modern day twists, but still kind of take it back in time for looking for these treasures. Again, if I've totally skipped a part that I wanted. If you're not aware of what these games are, essentially he is an Indiana Jones. He's a treasure hunter. He's not an archaeologist or anything like that, but he's a treasure hunter. He loves history. That's how he got into looking for all these kind of treasures and stuff. So that's why I do think it would fill the Indiana Jones, that kind of character in films. It would fill that void that we don't have just now. Now, the very, very, very latest thing that I've read and watched videos on is Sony have earmarked, I don't know if this is like solid done, but they've earmarked Tom Holland to play Nathan Drake. Now, this is good points and bad points. The bad points for me is I would much rather see Nathan Drake at this age. He's about 30 or in his late 20s at this point, or mid 30s, and I think that would be more appealing to see on the screen. Because again, it takes me back to the Indiana Jones thing. I love those films, and I think that's the way that they should go with these Uncharted games. I think that's the plan they should follow, to make him like a modern day Indiana Jones. I keep harping on about him, but the films are awesome. But on the good points, Tom Holland is a fantastic actor. We've seen him just been recently playing that guy right there, Spider-Man, and he was fantastic in that role. And obviously he's young. Now, if Sony put out this film and it hits, that's them got a franchise. They can knock out Uncharted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as they want, and Tom Holland is young enough that he could do that for the next. It's similar to what Hugh Jackman did with Wolverine. He played him for 17 years. So why can't Tom Holland do that again? He could do it with Spider-Man. He could get another franchise if he does this. Hopefully, I would much rather that they do the older Nathan Drake rather than younger. But if they go younger, Tom Holland, I'm more than happy. He blew my expectations with Spider-Man as much as I wanted the role. But, you know, Tom, fair play, mate. You got it with your backflips and shit. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I've done a fantasy casting. Now, if one of these actors is in this film, I'll be chuffed. But I've just kind of picked who I think would suit the roles that I see in the game. Now, Nathan Drake, originally, I always wanted Bradley Cooper, but I've had second thoughts about that. So I've changed my mind to Ryan Gosling. I was never really a big fan of Ryan Gosling, but I've started watching a lot of his stuff. I've seen him in The Nice Guys, and I recently watched... Oh, what was that film? The one with Steve Carell. Oh, I'm blanking. Anyway, he was brilliant in that. It was with Steve Carell and Emma Stone, which he was also in La La Land with. And he's very funny, and I think he could play the role of Nathan Drake. For Elena Fisher is the love interest of Nathan Drake. She's a photographer who goes with Nathan Drake to kind of keep track of what he's doing for her magazine or her newspaper or whatever it is. So I've picked Margot Robbie for her. Now, the reason I've picked Margot Robbie is because Margot Robbie, why the fuck wouldn't I pick Margot Robbie? She is stunning and I want to see her in all the films. The next one is Victor Sullivan. Now, Victor Sullivan is an older gentleman. He's essentially... Nathan Drake was an orphan, so he kind of plays like a somewhat mentor, dad kind of character and buddy, like a mate. Now, I thought it was quite an original casting with this, but apparently everybody's saying it, and that is J.K. Simmons. I would love to see J.K. Simmons do this. When I first started playing the game, I always thought Brian Cox would be good, but Brian Cox is a wee bit... He doesn't really suit the figure of Victor. He's a wee bit shorter and rounder, whereas J.K. Simmons is a fantastic actor. He's funny, and I think he could be Victor Sullivan. Now, Chloe Fraser had a wee bit more trouble with this one, because I couldn't think of an actress that could... She's a very unique character. She's ballsy and doesn't take shit from anybody, and she's athletic and stuff. I've wrote down here Emily Blunt, but again, I struggled with the casting for Chloe Fraser. Nadine Ross, I read somewhere Natalie Emmanuel, which I do like. She plays Missandei in Game of Thrones. She's Daenerys' like handmaiden. She's a great actress, and she looks exactly like the character, so Nadine Ross, so I would like that. Also wouldn't mind the girl, I can't remember her name slipping my mind, the girl from Daredevil, the Netflix series, the nurse. She would suit that role, and I think she could pull it off as well. Now, the reason that I no longer want Bradley Cooper to play Nathan Drake is they introduce his brother in the later games, and I think if you had Ryan Gosling as Nathan Drake and Bradley Cooper as Sam Drake, that would be awesome. You'd see the chemistry between the two within the games. They're quite argumentative, but at the same time they've got a good camaraderie. So I think that would set up quite well between the two. Now again, that's just my fantasy casting, but I think that would be a pretty shit hot film if they could get that together. And if it does happen to that T, I expect commission. But guys, that's it for this video. I just thought it would be interesting. I've just finished the game. I'm a big fan of the game series, and I would love to see it turned into a film. So I want to know what you guys out there think. Have you played the Uncharted games? Let me know what you think of the Uncharted games, especially if you've played the latest one, The Lost Legacy. Have you enjoyed that game? How did you think it kind of leveled up with the previous games? Did you enjoy playing as the characters, Chloe and Nadine, not having Nathan Drake? And let me know if you're interested in it becoming this film franchise. Let me know your thoughts on that. For me, I think it would be absolutely fantastic, and I would love to know if you guys, whether it's worth its while doing it, or I think it's past its time, or it's missed its chance. Let me know what you think age-wise. Would you like a younger one with Tom Holland coming through, or would you like him as this Nathan Drake in his 30s? And let me know your fantasy casting. Let me know if you think some of my guys, if you don't like some of the casting that I've went for some of the characters, and let me know who you think would be better in those roles. Well, thank you very much guys for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button. As I says, let me know about all your thoughts in the comment section. And if you like movie reviews, I'm going to start doing more gaming reviews, TV reviews, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at AndOffTheGrey, a bit down there somewhere. Thank you very much for watching. Let us on the Minjay.